Greetings. Today I want to speak to you concerning the alchemy of the mustard seed principle of abundance and prosperity. And this abundance of which I speak is not just materialistic abundance. It is abundance in every way. In terms of you discovering your higher self, your true self, having the understanding of how to create and having the right understanding of your genesis. Genesis. Genes is everything starting from a seed. Everything starting from having a burning desire, which is actually a thought frequency. Okay, and that is what will take me to show you the alchemy of Genesis, starting with an atom and an electron. So when many people think that the Garden of Eden is a literal garden that exists on the outside of man, I'm saying to you, the mind of man is the garden. That's where we sow and reap. That's where all our seeds, our thoughts, our intentions, that's where they all are being sown. And so when you realize, when you speak about Adam and Eve, you speaking about the atom and the electron, you will realize that when you have a thought, that thought starting to manifest into what you would experience in this physical realm, but you cannot see it at that point in time of how tiny it is, how microscopic it is at that point. And that is why there are scientists from all over the world who are in Europe. I can't remember exactly which country they are in Europe, if it's in Switzerland, okay? And they are studying on how to split an atom, because the splitting of an atom would bring you to the final frontier of transportation, which is actually translation. And that is why when you understand transmutation of energy, you would realize that everything is energy, vibration, and frequency. Therefore, when the story of the mustard seed alchemy has been told in the Bible, in Matthew chapter 17, it is teaching you that when you discover your higher self, your eternal self, by you having faith in the things that you hear. In other words, you having an open mind to receive the word of truth, the truth concerning yourself, your eternal self. That when you receive that truth with an open heart, that all things will be made possible to you. And if you say to that mountain, be removed, and you cast it in the sea, it will grow, it will prosper, it will bring forth in the sea. But it is not speaking literally. It is speaking metaphorically. Therefore, my brothers and my sisters, you are to be grateful in the small things. You are to be grateful in you coming to this place where you vibrate on a frequency to be listening to me right now. It means that you're on the right path. And everything that is happening here right now is a part of the mustard seed principle of which I am speaking of. So when you understand this mustard seed principle, you'll understand the principle of awareness, the principle of consciousness, and how important it is to have an open mind. Because when you have an open mind, it's expansion upon expansion upon expansion upon expansion. So many preachers interpret this parable, which is actually alchemy, and they are actually speaking of a literal mustard seed and missing the real lesson of energy, vibration, and frequency, and the transmutation of energy. And so they're telling you that this microscopic seed, that when it grows, it's going to go into the biggest tree that you can behold. And the birds of the air, they're going to feed on that mustard seed and so on. But that is teaching you of your consciousness. When you have an open mind instead of a closed mind. How when you have an open mind, how you would expand, how you would grow, how you would develop. How you can go from strength to strength. How you continue learning and understanding that you're never too old to learn. You're never too old to grow. That the learning don't stop when you stop go to school. And so my brother and my sisters, when I look around and I see how much people who believe that they know everything because they read one book, they read the Bible and they interpret the Bible to be literal and secular history. And they keep their focus outwardly and they point those who believe in them and who follow them to look outside of themselves blindly, and they operate under the consciousness of blind faith. But I'm teaching you of a faith that is beyond secular Christianity. I'm speaking of a faith that is pointing you to look inwardly, to discover that the kingdom of God is within you. And when you discover that kingdom that is within you, all things will be made possible to you. That is why you are told that all these things, whatsoever you desire, it will be added unto you. Because why? You would have found the kingdom first. The kingdom of creation. The kingdom of your Genesis. And so my brother, my sisters, when you look into the scientific realm, as I would have mentioned before, if you can see it in the scientific realm, you should be able to see it in the spiritual realm. You're supposed to be see it that when you have an open mind, then you can be purified. And you can experience purification. And you can grow into coming in to discover your God self. Your higher self, knowing that you are God in flesh. And that God and man are one. And that's real alchemy. So, my brother and my sisters, this whole story concerning the mustard seed, it is a principle of faith. It is a principle of abundance. It's a principle of intelligence. It is a principle of living in the higher mind. It is a principle of understanding the phenomena of life. And that is why Abdullah, the black mystic from Ethiopia, he taught Neville Goddard this principle and how to use this principle by having an open mind. That's what he was teaching him. For Neville grew up in a country where most of the people have a colonial mentality and they believe in secular Christianity. As a matter of fact, Neville was beaten badly by his teacher for quoting a scripture that says, take up thy couch and walk. And Neville said, take up thy bed and walk. And up to this day, the people in the Caribbean still say, take up thy bed and walk. And he was beaten badly. It was the last time he went to school. And so, to show us how to break mental slavery, how to break the colonial mentality, and how to get rid of secular Christianity that is keeping most of the people in mediocrity, poverty, and most of our mental slavery. Abdullah taught Neville Goddard the alchemy of how to have an open mind so he would understand how he can live his life fully without a walk, without physical money, because he would have found the currency of exchange within himself, the pearl of great price within himself. All of that have to deal with the mustard seed principle. Having an open mind to receive. And so all of Hebrews chapter 11, that is dealing about faith, it is teaching you the art of hearing and having an open mind. So my brothers and my sisters, there are many people who are teaching the work of Neville Goddard, and many people are searching for specific techniques. And I said it before and I will say it again, I would always emphasize it. It doesn't take any special technique to learn to believe in yourself, to learn to embrace yourself, to love yourself and accept your higher self and learn to listen. Silence is listening. Therefore, you have to embrace the silence. You don't have to leave and go to India to see a guru. You don't have to spend 2 and 3 and 4 hours in meditation. All you have to learn to do is embrace the silence. Learn to listen. Because faith is the art of listening with an open mind. To have an open mind is power. To have an open mind means that you're willing to grow. You're willing to cooperate with the rest of nature. Nature have no resentment. Nature doesn't dwell on intellectualism. Nature doesn't dwell on theory. Nature knows that results don't lie. That is why you can see alchemy whenever you look at a tree. You see a time when there was leaves only. Then you see a time when it blossoms. Then you see a time when it brings forth its fruit. And all of that is taking place because of the presence of light. Photosynthesis. And that is why my brothers and my sisters are always encourage you to get in alignment with your inner self, so you will discover the inner sun that is within you. But I always say to you, this message I bring to you, it is the single eye. Yes, the single eye message of self-realization, of which Matthew 6:22 says that if your eye be single, your whole body be full of light. And it's not a physical eye on the outside. It's an eye that is within, that will open within you. And you would realize the rising of the S-U-N in a S-O-N. Yes, the melanin sun. And when you realize that it is the rising of the S-U-N in a S-O-N, then you will understand why Malachi 4:2 said that the sun, the S-U-N of righteousness, shall arise in you with healing in his wings. Because you will find true healing and true righteousness within yourself. And that is why it's so important to have an open mind, to listen and to learn. Also, you would realize why you're told that the Lord thy God is a sun, and why you must unite with the sun. For the Lord thy God is a sun and a shield, and no good thing will he withhold from you. Common sense will teach you. The sun, the S-U-N, not a S-O-N of 2,000 years ago. That's idolatry. The S-U-N has never withhold any good thing from humanity. For it's the sun that powers all of humanity and give all of humanity its energy. And that is why I always say to you that the sun parallels the human imagination, and the human imagination parallels the sun. For without the sun, there's no life and there's no light. And without the human imagination, there isn't anything made that was made. So my brother and my sisters, you are to get in touch with your inner self. And then you would experience the mustard seed principle. Because it's all about you. It's not speaking of something on the outside. It is speaking of the essence that is within. So, my brother, my sister, I want to say to you, if this is the very first time that you're listening to me, what I'm saying, if it makes sense to you, if it really resonates with you, and you haven't subscribed already, I'm definitely encouraging you to subscribe, to like, to comment, or to share this video. Also, if you like to follow me on Instagram or you like to follow me on TikTok, you can follow me at Black Mad Guru. Okay? And if you feel strongly led to support this work, I'll definitely remind you that there is PayPal and the link is down below. Also, if you feel strongly led to be a part of our Patreon community, you are most welcome. And if there's any kind of video or anything you'd like me to speak about on the Patreon, I will definitely do so for you. So feel free. And if you're a patron already, feel free to ask of me to speak on something that you'd like me to speak on. Also, I want to say that this is it. I don't think I have anything else. So I want to say peace, love you all, I'm out.